Yes, people, welcome back to Premsy TV. Big one, New Year's Day, Arsenal versus Man City. We got absolutely slapped, so I had to bring in Big Steve to give us into. Yeah, everyone, Big Steve. I think everyone knows who he is. Absolute brilliant character. Appreciate you coming on my channel, Steve, and showing man that love. Yeah,
That's all, mate. 100%, man. Nah, I love it.
bro.
Thanks for having me.
Before we jumped on, you was telling me about Arsenal looking to get the game cancelled or something.
I just heard that from a few sources that Arsenal, some of the Arsenal players are having COVID tests tonight. So don't be surprised if the game's off. So I've already lost one hotel this week, so I don't want to be booking another one and lose that. You know what I mean?
What about if we go up? Yeah, go on. If it doesn't happen, we just end up just booking it on the day, innit?
Yeah, we'll do that if we want to stay down there, innit?
So I seen your lad Bible show with Robbie, Steve. Eh?
Yeah, it was good.
Putting some smoke on the Arsenal boys, are you? Eh?
Do you know what? It was a tough one because obviously I grew up watching Henry and that as well as like you, and like we've touched on before. United were the big dogs in them days, and Arsenal was sort of like our shield. So we're in Manchester, and we was like, yeah, well, fucking, I hope Thierry Henry fucking does you and all that, because that's so basically City and Arsenal's always had a bit of a mad relationship. I actually walked in a bar once and in Gran Canaria, and this bloke was at the bar in a Tottenham shirt. And he looked at me, I'm a City shirt, and Arsenal's playing United in the cup final. And he went, fuck it, hell. He went, you want Arsenal, innit? I went, yeah. And he went, I want United. I went, yeah. And that guy, I've known him since that cup final day. I think, Vieira, did you miss a pen or something? I think United won it.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy from Gran Canaria is one of my closest pals, and it was that game that brought us together, man. Mad.
To be honest with you, it's like me. I've got loads of City friends. Like I was born and raised Main Road. Literally, come out my house, look right. City was there. A lot of people always say to me, right, why are you not a City fan? Obviously, my dad's from London, Arsenal fan. Ian Wright was his guy. And then as soon as I was born, that's it. Because my older brother, he ended up being a United fan. And when I was born, I was quite close to my dad. So
yeah.
I was just Arsenal through and through, but man went through the wars with it. But see, with City as well, City was always backing Arsenal at the time he through primary school and all of that. City was always backing Arsenal. So it's come to the time now where I don't hate City at all. Like, I hate United now. Like I've got United on the screen here and I'm waiting for them to get battered by Burnley because I've just grown up hating United. And I think that's something that we've got in common as City and Arsenal fans. But I just wanted to ask you, no Arteta for the game. What do you make of it? Do you reckon we'll get hammered? Do you reckon it'll make a big impact on the team?
Listen, they could link him up they could link him up on a big screen in the dressing room, so, and he can still do his team talk and stuff. It's just that the actual on the field dictating, he's not going to do it unless he's mic'd up or earpieced up to someone. I don't know, but I mean, the players know the job. They're obviously going to work on a plan with City. He's probably going to get it out there. I think it will make a little bit of a difference if there's sort of decisions in the game that he can't like predict, like injuries and stuff. It's down to the next man then to think, fucking hell, we need to put him on or whatever. But I think the way you're going to set up and the way he knows Man City, mate. He knows Pep better than anyone.
It didn't work last time though, did it? Fucking hell, got absolutely battered.
Yeah, but I think that's a case of Pep as well learning, because Pep does that. Tuchel battered him last year. This year, we came back, found a problem. You know, we've never been getting results at Anfield. Last few years, we're now getting results at Anfield. And like you say, Arteta, that cup run, the FA Cup thing, they did a number on us. And then following that, it's just been Pep. So I think Pep now is the best in the world for me. He's just on it on a different level. And I think that Champions League last year, even though he hasn't said it, I think it's hurt him, and I'm hoping he's humbled him a bit, because these 2 years we should have won that Champions League. We got knocked out off Lyon, should never have been done in the history of football the way we were playing. And in a one-off final against Chelsea, to play a DM for 29 games up to it, and then don't play a DM when you've got N'Golo Kante and that in the midfield, it's just suicide.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I just feel over the last 10 years, we haven't really done anything with City. Like, if you look at the head-to-heads, like they bury us in the water, to be honest with you. And see, with me, like, I think with my heart and I also think with my head. Like, I love Arsenal to death. You could cut me and Arsenal will come out. And that's just how I am with my club. But I'm a realist at the same time. And for me, City's the best team in the world. I think that they're going to win the Premier League, and I think that it's a good chance they'll win the Champions League as well. Because the way they play football, nobody can come close to them. Even when they need to grind a result out, they'll grind a result out, and that shows you what a great team is and what great managers are, especially of the past. You've seen it before, Fergie, Wenger, and the Mourinho. They grind out the results. Even Conte, when he came to England, he grinded out some results to get that league. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, in regards to my heart says that Arsenal will win the game, but my head says no. And it's just one of them things where, as a fan, an Arsenal fan, it's a bit of a sticky situation because, yeah, it's easy for me to say, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that and all that, because that's what I want us to do. But the reality of the fact is that, obviously, City are a much better team than us. We are in okay form right now going into the new year. So I just want to see from Arsenal if this is just if it's a bogey bit of form, because I don't think you've played that great against Brentford, to be honest with you.
No.
And if you come up against us and we're playing the way we are and the way we should be at home, then it should be a good game and a tight game. We shouldn't be getting pummeled in 5-0 like we did at the Etihad. Do you know what I mean?
We didn't have the greatest of games last night.
No respect here, Steve. 8-0 here. Look, man are killing us already.
We're missing Rodri massively. I know with City squad, people can say, oh, you can't miss one player. But when it's an important cog like him, the way it is, if we don't play Rodri and Arsenal want to come through that middle, you basically got a free ride, because Fernandinho at the minute, he's great when City's got the ball, but when we haven't got the ball, he's struggling. He's a bit leggy. But what I noticed from last night, he rested Mahrez, Sterling, Gundogan. So I'm thinking in my head that Gundogan could play DM. I'm thinking Mahrez is definitely playing, Sterling's definitely playing, and then it's just a choice. If it's me, I would put Kevin De Bruyne in the 9. If Rodri's back, I'd play Gundogan, Bernardo, and Rodri, because I don't know if you've noticed, but for the last couple of weeks, Bernardo's not been at the same intensity level because De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne has come back in, and he's fell off. He has a bit.
So it's tough, because I think we play a little bit better with Gundogan and Bernardo in there. But Kevin De Bruyne, as you seen last night, that assist was world class. So you can't leave him outside. But I think De Bruyne in a false 9 allows Gundogan, Bernardo behind him, and then Rodri to mop it up. I think that's our best side. Kyle Walker's now fit, I believe, so Walker can go in at right back, Cancelo back at left back. We're more or less full strength if Rodri's back.
Yeah. So how would you say, if you was the Arsenal manager, or if you was giving advice to the Arsenal manager, Steve, how would you say, being a City fan, because I don't think there's going to be many people that know your team better than you, what would you say the best way is to beat City?
Frustrate the life out of us. Like Southampton did it at home. They played like a 4-2-2-2 mad central. They packed the middle of the park, and they basically frustrated us. I don't know if you watch City at the minute, with no focal point up front as a main striker. A lot of the ball is side to side, so they'll get the ball wide to Grealish, but there's no one in the box. So if you're a clever fullback, Grealish ain't going to go on the outside of you and cross it, because there's no one in the box. So he's going to come back inside. So a lot of these fullbacks, I'd push him on his outside, let him cross it. So if he crosses it, his centre-backs are mopping it up. There's no one there. But they don't. They try and press him, and then that's where the downfall is. Then we're getting in between. I just think you've got to frustrate him. It's a tough game, because every single player in your system has got to be on the point. If one person switches off and City lay a trap for you, they're in. And Southampton game, the longer the game went on, they frustrated the life out of us, and then the crowd started to get up a little bit. And then we didn't have that striker. Like Liverpool have got like Divock Origi, they can put on with 10 minutes to go and launch it in the box and get a goal. We don't have that. We used to have Edin Dzeko, but we don't have that now. Wolves frustrated us. We've got a penalty. Brentford last night would have frustrated us, but we scored early doors. But Arsenal are not going to set up like that.
No.
Arsenal are going to think we can go toe-to-toe with them. And
that's what we need to do, though, at home, especially, because we tried to sit back at the Etihad and hit on the counter, and look what happened there. See, this is the problem. When you're going to be playing teams, it's like, for example, do you remember when Barcelona came to Arsenal and Arshavin scored and we won 2-1? that game there, nobody give us a dying chance to win that game. Not a single soul. But the players specifically on that day turned up because they took it to Barcelona toe to toe. And I think it's the same thing here now. I think if we sit back and do what Leicester tried to do and hit you on the counter, I think we're just going to fuck up. And that's just how
the Leicester one was a bit of a false dawn, because what happened there is Leicester finally twigged it that Fernandinho without the ball is basically a ghost. So then they started to come through the middle, and before we knew it, we got a little bit arrogant, I think. And before we knew it, we were 4-3, but then we just upped it that notch and scored another 2. I think if Arsenal tried to match us, I think we'll kill them. I just think we'll strangle them. I think the way we are at the minute now, we will strangle them. And then I think your fans will want you to go for us. And I think you will get chances, because obviously the way we play, we leave it a little bit open every now and then. But I think it'll just be a shootout. And the way and at the minute, the way City are, we're winning every shootout with every team we're playing against.
Yeah, there's my dad right here. There's my dad right here, fam. Arsenal fan, tuning in. You get me?
Yeah. Big up, man. Big up.
Now, I hear what you're saying, Steve. I do hear, but I just think it's go all or go home, and it's simple as that. And
You've got nothing to lose, man. You've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose. Go for it. You know what I mean? Go for it. You're playing well. If anything, I'm a City fan, and I'll admit it. We've looked a little bit leggy in the last, because the intensity that we set is so high that it's so hard to keep it up in this Christmas period, because the games are coming thick and fast. You've got Bernardo Silva running like 13 kilometers a game, so he's bound to have games where he isn't as pressing. But this is why I seen last night with Pep. He didn't make one substitution last night, even though we were on the ropes a little bit near the end. So he's obviously saving people. So he knows what the jobs have got to do. And I'm telling you, Raheem Sterling, Mahrez, Gundogan are going to be key to what we need to do.
Do you think Aki's still going to play left back?
No. Zinchenko rested, wasn't he?
Oh, was he rested?
Aki played at left back to combat their aerial ability. On corners, we've got another guy in the box who's absolutely class at heading the ball out. So Pep's thought, you know what? They're not going to attack us down the left side on the ground, but they're going to bombard us aerial. So I'll sacrifice Zinchenko or bring in Ake. So every time they had a free kick and a set piece, how many times did Nathan Ake had the ball away yesterday?
Yeah, he did.
Zinchenko wouldn't have done that. That Ivan Toney was trying to rough people up. And Nathan Ake, I was worried about him before the game. But then when I actually sat and thought about it, I thought, that's why Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world, and I'm sat watching it on the telly.
All right, fucking hell, Steve. You know what I mean? You love rubbing the salt in the wounds, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You love it. But you know what it is as well? I just thought if Ake is playing, then I think Saka would have a good performance against him, because I don't think he's as mobile as Saka. So if you say Zinchenko's coming in, then might have to rethink that thought, because I thought maybe if Ake's playing, that might be our best route down that right side.
Do you know what'll happen? Kyle Walker will play right back. Cancelo will play left back. Saka's got no chance.
We're going to have to see, innit? We're going to have to see, because...
Cancelo's the boy, man. You know that.
Do you know what I'm scared of?
Go on.
Do you know what I'm scared of? I'm scared of Granit Xhaka getting sent off.
He's always good for the yellow cards. And, you know, I like the yellow card bets, and he's won me a lot of money, man, over the years.
But you know what? Yeah, see, I think the referees take the piss out of him as well. Like, he's just known for it, innit? So they'll just stick it on him for no reason.
Fernandinho's the same, mate. But you know what? Fernandinho's played full 90 minutes last night. He's never starting against Arsenal. He'll be nearly dead now. I bet he's wrapped up in bed now.
Foden and Grealish back in then. They came back in last game, didn't they?
Listen, Jack Grealish is getting a lot of stick, right? But let me explain for people that don't understand what happened with Jack Grealish. Bernardo Silva was being sold because he wanted to move because of his lifestyle. He wanted to play in another country in the heat and all that. It's just a lifestyle thing.
Yeah.
So he was understood. Bernardo's going. That's it. Jack Grealish was the hottest property in this country in the Euros. Everybody wanted Jack to start for Southgate. The whole nation was. The Sun even had him on the front page. Jack Grealish. Yeah. We got an opportunity to activate the clause. So we've gone, right, Bernardo's leaving. Let's grab Grealish. So if that happens, you've got Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne in the middle, with Rodri. It looks great. But it didn't happen like that because Bernardo stayed. And then Bernardo started this season better than any player.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, Pep Guardiola's got a £100 million headache, thinking, hold on a minute, where do I get him in? Because if he drops him, yeah, it's going to be, you're ruining his career, he's on the bench, he shouldn't have gone City, blah, 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 blah. So what he's trying to do, he's trying to pigeonhole him in on the left-hand side. But anyone that watches Jack Grealish knows he ain't a left-sided player. But when he played him central against Watford, he was all over the place, left, right. And last night, Jack Grealish had probably his worst game I've seen him play for City. Because what he did last night was, he seemed to me like he's been bollocked. And every time he got the ball, he played it safe. He didn't take any
his confidence.
He didn't take anyone on. He didn't want to make a mistake. He just played it safe. And that's not the Jack Grealish for me. Foden, he was trying things, tricking, winning free kicks. He scored the goal. He's playing with a bit of nous. Jack Grealish, whether it's getting to him, whether people are getting on his case, I don't know. But he didn't have a good game last night, to be honest.
Do you think people are making too much out of the Grealish and Foden situation?
Well, I know for a fact the papers said they were on the piss, and I know for a fact that they wasn't on the piss. The reason they got fucked off is because they broke a COVID bubble. Because they're supposed to stay in a bubble, but they went out. So when they came into training the next day, they had to go in a separate area, have a test, stay in a separate canteen and train away from the first team. That's why they were disciplined. Do you know what I mean? The paper's going to twist it up and all that. But look, you play for Manchester City, it's very rare in the papers for going on the piss. You know it's like in Manchester, mate. Someone sees you, they're going to take a picture of you. And then it's not like London, you know what I mean? So they
small,
were
innit?
Do you know what I mean? They were disciplined for that. And listen, Jack Grealish, we know he's passed. He's been given a big move to a team. He's already said it was a culture shock. But I'm telling you now, if Jack Grealish thinks he can do what he did at Villa, he won't be there very long.
Yeah, do you know what it is as well? I think see the younger players as well. I think they need to be guided in the right way as well. I think a lot of money as well. It can affect a few things as well. I think you got to think about it. Grealish is just being signed for 100 million. That's like biggest transfer in English history. He's like some stuff will end up coming into play because he has had a reputation in the past for fucking up a few times as well, hasn't he? And I just want to touch on the left side because I would say for Villa he played down the left, and that was for me. I thought he was quality.
Yeah, but it's different. It's different for Villa because Villa had men in the box. So when you're on the left hand side, your job is to either beat the man on the outside and whip it in, or come inside and whip it in. We got no one in the box. So when he gets it on the left, a decent fullback just shows him inside all the time. So the only ball he can play is inside. So it looks like he's doing nothing. So he gets the ball on the left, he plays it back in the middle. Gets the ball on the left, plays it back in the middle. When he drifts into the centre and he can go left or right, he's getting shots off. He's playing little 1-2s and he's looking the part. But the way Guardiola plays that system, if you've ever watched that documentary on Guardiola at Barcelona, pass, move, whatever it was. You see Thierry Henry talking in that documentary about Guardiola putting him on the left and telling him not to cross it and not to shoot. And Thierry Henry said, I can't get my head around it. I'm Thierry Henry. My job is to fucking shoot and cross and all that. And he's like, no, your job is to do what I tell you. Listen to what I'm telling you. And what it was, it's all about false runs and things like that. And Thierry Henry watched that documentary and he says, Guardiola, some games, he said he was making me look like I was shit, but he wasn't. It was exactly what Guardiola was doing. And what Guardiola says is if you attack fast, the opponent will attack you fast. So sometimes Grealish is there to slow it right down. And when you slow the tempo right down, you find them little gaps, you know what I mean? You don't make mistakes. If we go in too gung-ho, there's that many of our men forward. If we make a mistake, the other team catches on the counter and we're not back. It's weird, mate, but when you actually go deep into Pep and the way he talks about it, it's fucking strange. And I can see what he's doing with him, and it doesn't look pretty on the eye, but it is what it is.
You've got to say, it will take a little bit of time for him to fit into the system. And obviously, he's a brand new team. He's been at Villa for so long, and you got to take that into account as well. With the Arsenal team, Steve, obviously, I'm skeptical of this top four because I've seen it all for the last couple seasons or whatnot, and it's just I've become disheartened as a fan, if that makes sense. Like, I see us do great 1 minute, but then when it matters, we just drop off. From an outside perspective, do you reckon it's a good chance we could get the top four? Or do you think it's all bogey?
No, well, obviously on the Big Six show, my opinion on Arteta was you've been on this merry-go-round for so many years now where 1 minute you get this big name manager in, it don't work, you get rid of him, then you get in someone else in, he's going to try this, it didn't work and all that. And I said, look, give him time. If you can see things starting to progress, give him time. And I think with Arteta now, he's gone through the dark period where he's survived all the swords in the back, and he's coming out he's coming out of it with a little bit of light. So what big things I'm thinking about Arteta now, what I'm saying as an outsider is the Aubameyang. I can't say Aubameyang, you know that, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know that.
The Aubameyang thing, right, is very important.
Fucking hell, Stig.
I can't say it, mate.
Say, I'll teach you. Say Abba,
and
then just go Yang at the end of it. Aubameyang, but just put the M in it, like Abba, and then put the M. Aubameyang.
Aubameyang. Right.
There we go.
So anyway, listen, he's got the bollocks to drop him, yeah, and that's a risky move because it could have backfired and everyone could have been going, do you know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, he's done it. And I think once you start getting rid of them players that don't want to play, because I don't care what you say, he might be a hero to you, I don't care, but he's not what you're about. If you want to be elite, he's not elite for me. He might have been in a day, but people cling on to this shit. Get rid of him, get rid of Xhaka, yeah? And then you'll start seeing now, if Arsenal got rid of him and Lacazette and brought in, say, Vlahovic and a younger striker to go with Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, and then all of a sudden, Arteta's got this young, dynamic team. He's got no disturbances in the dressing room, no dickheads bringing the wrong paper headlines. He's got his own little core. That is exactly what Pep Guardiola did. He walked in Manchester City. He got rid of Joe Hart because he was a fucking lunatic. Yeah. He got rid of him. And then he walked in Barcelona, got rid of Ibrahimovic, Ronaldinho. He didn't want that. And he's worked with Pep. So he's seen what Pep's philosophy to him might be. Get rid of these fucking lunatics. He can't walk in Arsenal at Mikel Arteta and get rid of Oba straight away because he would have got thrown out the door. But what he's done is he's given him enough rope and he's hung himself. Now the fans are thinking, do we really need him? Do we need him? And you'll get rid of him and you'll get rid of a few of the others and he'll bring his own men in and you'll be a far better side, mate. I can see big things at Arsenal because I can see what he's trying to do, but people got to be patient, man.
But Steve, he's not Guardiola though, is he? This is the thing. Guardiola's come with credentials. You get me? Arteta's first man in the job. So let me look, Steve. If the shoe was on the other foot, yeah, and look, bear in mind, yeah, user have been on what 10 years dominating English football and shit like that, yeah. Now, obviously, we were a very good team. We were always challenging for the title, winning trophies. Then we went shit for 15 years, bro. Now, Arsene Wenger, yeah, I was watching on your The Lad Bible. I agree with what you say. I believe a lot of people disrespected him wrongly because, yeah, maybe he did stay a little bit too long, yeah. However, he didn't deserve the disrespect he got in certain senses because he was our most successful manager. Now, Arteta, yeah, he's got no credentials. If you was in our boat and you got a manager with no experience, yeah, tell me you're not going to be skeptical as a fan because he's come up with some fucked up decisions over the years.
Of course you are, but if your chairman employs a manager with no credentials, what do you expect? If me and you run a factory and you need a forklift truck driver and you employ one without a fucking license, what do you think's going to happen? There's going to be mistakes all over the factory until the fucker learns to drive, innit? And that's what Arteta's come in. He's a rookie manager. He's been given one of the biggest clubs in England to manage, right? And I think he's finally getting there. He's won an FA Cup. Fair play to him. If he won an FA Cup at Tottenham, he'd have a fucking statue outside. So, at the end of the day, I think it's if you'd employed a big name manager and he wasn't producing the goods, there's no excuse. But you've employed a rookie. You've gone down a totally different road. And it very rarely works. It very rarely works at a manager with no experience.
This is why our owner needs to get the fuck out the club because I'm telling you now.
Excited now?
Nah, I'm a fuck excited.
As an Arsenal fan, do you not think that he's not doing too bad?
I'm a realist right now. Of course, he's not doing too bad. I'm going to say, as I say what I see in it. But from the time of where, like, say, for example, the first 3 games of the season, Steve, do you remember when I came to City and was on a mad thing? Because, like, they're the vitals. Like, you have to have good starts to the season. You get me? You can't be getting beat by Brentford and that on the first day. Do you know what I mean? They've just been promoted to the Premier League. I know that the tough games, teams that come from the Championship.
Tottenham.
Yeah, fucking hell, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but Tottenham, fuck me. I don't even like hearing the name Tottenham, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. It
But the
pisses me
thing
off.
is, you got to be real. If Pep Guardiola comes into Man City and he doesn't perform, the media, the other managers, the fans, rival fans are on his case, mate. The pressure's so intense. He's coming Man City and he's performing well. It's been a great move for us. You've not gone down that road. You've gone down the road of a rookie manager who's working under the best. And you look at Alex Ferguson. Brian Kidd thought he could be a manager. Didn't work out. You know what I mean? Carlos Queiroz and all them. Oh, they were great assistants, but they wasn't good managers. And Arteta was getting, he's a water carrier for Pep. He puts the cones out and all that. It's very disrespectful for him. The guy's won the FA Cup. There's been managers in this country managed for 30, 40 years, never won an FA Cup. So he won an FA Cup and he beat good sides on the way to it. So fair play to him. But I just think, you know, as Arsenal fans, you've waited so long for the right man to come along. Give him that little bit of extra chance. He seems to be little chinks in what he got Ramsdale in. They were screaming from the rooftops about Ramsdale. Why are we buying fucking this keeper? He's fucking shit. But this is what happened with City, with Joe Hart. We was like, what are you getting rid of Joe Hart? 4 golden gloves. But he couldn't play the way Pep Guardiola needed him to play. And now we've got a quarterback in there. We've got the best goalkeeper in the world for Manchester City is him. He's not technically the best goalkeeper at saving it, but playing long balls, dinking it over the top, things like that. That's what City's about. And Arteta, whether you like it or not, he's trying to play that Pep way. He's trying to create that machine. He's trying to do it. Little bits of the jigsaw, he's pulling it in. Who'd have thought Ramsdale could pass like Ramsdale can pass?
No, of course.
Looking at Ramsdale. And then Arteta's got him. I know for a fact City, the kid from Belgium, Lokonga, is it?
Yeah, Lokonga, Sambi.
Yeah, well, Vincent Kompany on 5 recommended him to Pep. And Pep put him onto Arteta.
Yeah. Obviously, within football, these connections are going to happen and stuff. But I just think, as an Arsenal fan, I wanted to see, after Arsene Wenger, I wanted to see a serious manager. We lost our chance to sign Pep. After Barcelona, when we beat Barcelona, if you go back and you listen to his interview, back then he was saying the only team I'd come and manage is Arsenal because of the way they play football. And that was years ago. We missed the boat on him. We missed the boat on Klopp. We missed the boat on Conte as well, because at the time when Conte was available, Arteta wasn't doing what he's doing right now. Do you know what I mean? And we could have really sacked him and brought in Conte instead of Spurs. And it's just like, I've had enough of waiting, Steve. Like, tomorrow's not promised, you get me? I could go out tomorrow and get murked. It's the truth. I want to see us winning right now. I don't want to be seeing us waiting another 3 years, another 4 years, because it's a possibility. Do you know what I mean? Like, the club that we are, the stature that we are, we could sign any manager that we want, really.
But where do people think this in this modern day? People think it's Championship manager, and some of the people think you can just go out, spend shitloads of money, and assemble a great team. It don't work like that.
For you, man.
Yeah, but Man United has spent £1 billion trying to win the Premier League. It's not happened.
But you got to understand. Look, I said this to my mate. Listen to this, though. I said this. People say that about United, but United were there buying fucking Varane for dough. Not Varane. What's his name? Varane for dough, buying Ferdinand, buying. And at these times when they were buying players that no one else was buying for big bucks, they were winning shit. So money does talk and bullshit walks, and that's exactly what Arsenal need to start fucking doing, because the owners are pillocks. Because if they were real good owners, they wouldn't wait.
You've got to trust the managers to spend it right. Because say, for example, look at Mourinho, look at some of the dead wood, Van Gaal, look at some of the dead wood that's in United now. It's holding them back. So if you get a manager in and he buys, I don't know, £200-300 worth of talent. You look at Chelsea now, yeah? It's not all rosy in the garden there. Look at the players they've got. So if Thomas Tuchel gets the bullet at the end of the season, a lot of them players, massive players on
you can't stand him, can you?
Mate, I know what he's about, mate. I know what he's about. I've told you. And I'll tell you what's going to happen there. And it's a mistake. And this is what's going to happen. You can't do it. You can set your club back 5 years by going on a mad spree. That doesn't work. Look at Tottenham. They sold fucking Bale for massive dough. Look at the absolute shit they bought with the money. And look where it got them. Absolutely nowhere. A fucking Champions League final. It got them nowhere else. So this is what you got to be careful for. You're lucky you've got an FA Cup that you won, and you won it well. And
Yo, we ain't lucky for shit. This is what I'm trying to say. We ain't lucky, Steve.
You're not
Bro,
that club
I've
anymore.
grown up now, but no. I've grown up at Main Road, Steve. Yous are lucky to be where you are, bro. Where
No,
we
it's
are,
not lucky, mate.
bro,
That's
we earn our
fucking
shit. No.
straight man son.
Yous won the lottery, yeah? And I don't get me wrong, if we won the lottery, I'll be buzzing. If I went and put the Euro Millions on for New Year's Day and I won the lottery, I'll be buzzing. If my Arsenal win the lottery and get a bad boy owner, I'll be buzzing. However, all our history and all the greatness to Arsenal Football Club is to this day has been built. It's not like it's been brought or we've just been dashed in it. So winning one FA Cup, bro, we won more FA Cups than anyone in this league. So I'm not happy with just that. I want to win the big
When
shit.
the last time did you win the league?
Exactly. This is why I'm getting mad, bro. This is why, because we should not be in this position.
If a team didn't win the league for 17 years, are they still that team? That's like Nottingham Forest saying we should be winning the European Cup because they've won it 2 times.
Yeah, but this is where I go back to staying with Wenger.
You was lucky because you had one of the best managers. You had one of the best managers England had ever seen in Arsene Wenger. He came, he ripped up the blueprint, and he turned Arsenal into a machine. You was that far ahead of everybody else. Nobody could catch up, but only you let it slip. Nobody else let it slip. Money didn't let it slip. You let it slip. You was ahead of everyone else. Your team was better than everyone else. Your recruitment was better than anyone else. You had a machine. But then you started to make mistakes. And then you started to sleep on the manager. And then the manager didn't evolve because he thought he was better than everybody else. And he stayed the same. And he stayed the same and stayed the same. Then the young managers came in, took bits of Wenger, took bits of Ferguson, put it all together and became monsters and ruthless. Then you got Pep, then you got Klopp, then you got Mourinho. And then Arsene Wenger was still the same. And then you kept hold of him for far too long, like you admitted. You should have gone, here's your money. Let's have a testimonial. There's your season ticket on the board. Cheerio. Let's move with the times. But you didn't. And then before you knew it, you was 10 years ahead. Next minute, you're 10 years behind. That's how quick in football it can end.
Obviously, football is a roller coaster cycle, Steve. But I'm telling you now, yeah, if you, say, for example, now, yeah, your owner fucked off tomorrow, yeah, and you didn't win the league for 17 years, yeah, best believe, Steve, your head would be fucking fuming, mate, because you love your team. You want your team to do well. You want to see.
Do you know why it won't be fuming? Because I'm grateful for where we are now, but I know where we've been. So if we go back, I've been there before. So
yeah, but you've had it all now, man. You've had it. When you've got that fucking money, you don't want to let it go.
Because listen, with the money brings a lot more other stuff. It brings pressure. It brings bullshit. It brings fucking fans that you don't even want coming anywhere near your club that talk shit all the time. It brings all that shit. So if we slip backwards, I'd be gutted, but it is what it is. But what I'm saying with you guys is you're demanding stuff that how many years and how much money do you think you are away from the Premier League title?
Personally, I believe if we had, I'm just telling you, this is my opinion in it. If we had a manager like Conte, Klopp, Guardiola, yeah, someone that's significant like that, and we had 200 mil, I'm backing will 100% be up and in and around there because it's the mentality that the players bring as well. Yeah, but the squad we've got now, I'm telling you now, if you had, all right, you give me this answer. Do you think Pep Guardiola will do better with the Arsenal players that we've got right now than Arteta?
Of course, because he's a better manager. Yeah?
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say. If it's all right for you to have a sick manager, and do you know what I mean? Why can't we? Why do we have to? Like, look, I don't hate Arteta. I want him to do well.
Here's another angle for you then. Here's another angle for you now, right? Manchester City as a place to work is a lot better than at Arsenal at the minute. And the reason for that is this, yeah? You come to Man City, Pep Guardiola, he's got all the Spaniards running through the boardroom, directors of football, all that. He's got everything he wanted laid on a plate. He's got absolutely no pressure from his own supporters because we're privileged to have Guardiola, right? If he goes to Arsenal, yeah, he's in the shadow of Arsene Wenger because he's following on from one of your greatest managers you've got, and your fan base would pull him apart because if he won you one league, you'd be moaning that he didn't win you the Carabao Cup. If you won the Carabao Cup, you'd be moaning he didn't win you the FA Cup. So what I'm saying is, I don't think the Arsenal place, because the reason they got Arteta, you might not believe it or not, is I think a lot of the top managers didn't want to go there because of the way the fan base is.
You can't. Do you know what? Like I said, those Steve, money talks, innit? And best believe, yeah, when that check comes out for 15 mil, a lot of men are coming up there.
I
It
know,
doesn't
but
matter.
Arteta, I know for a fact, cannot play certain players in certain games because he's scared if he drops a bollock, you'll be on him. If he loses you a game because he bloods a youngster and that kid makes a mistake, the whole fan base will be on him. Don Robbie, AFTV, rattling the fucking shit out of the universe. It's different at Arsenal. You've got to admit it.
Yeah, it is.
Wenger, I tell you, mate, it's
Bro,
ruthless.
you got to
mate.
understand those, Steve, as well. Like, man are hurt. Like, a lot of Arsenal fans are hurt because we've seen our team decline for 15 years. That's like seeing your wife that you love, yeah, just getting uglier and uglier and uglier and uglier. You get me? It's just not a nice thing.
Still, your wife's doing it. You got to stick with it.
Nah, it's no, but we having it. But it's just you have to vent in it. If you don't vent, yeah, it's just going to be bottled in. Man, I end up being in jail, man, because of Arsenal. You know what I'm trying to say? These guys send me crazy. But it's
I'm
just
telling
you,
like you say now, I can see little things that he's trying to do. And he's an inexperienced manager. So surely to God, you've got to look at it and think, you know what? We've gone down that road. Let's give him a bit of time. Let's back him. Can you imagine if AFTV and all the Arsenal fans pulled together and said, we're going to give you 2 years to get this right and we ain't going to say shit. We might finish 7th, 8th, 6th, but we're just going to back you to the core, mate. Can you imagine? And then imagine the pressure of him where he can go and relax and blood youngsters be open with the fans. Never going to happen. You can win 4 games and you think you're going to win the league, and then you lose one and you're all talking about a meltdown again. It's fucking crazy.
Hey, not me, Steve. Not fucking me, mate. Don't be giving it me, because I'll tell it exactly as it is, bro. And you know what it is, Steve, yeah? I just be honest, look, this is the way the world is now, innit? The world is social media, innit? So now, as soon as somebody, like when you watch your team, I'll be honest, when I watched Everton, yeah, and we got beat by Everton, yeah. Oh, fuck me. I was so disgusted.
They outfought you that day. They outfought you. And do you know what? The Arsenal team of old with Emmanuel Petit, Patrick Vieira and that was never getting outfought by no one because they was having you off. If you wanted to fight, they'd fight you. If you wanted to play football, they'd outplay you. But the Arsenal team of the last 10 years or more has had a soft underbelly.
15 years, bro. 15 years. This is what people don't understand. It's closer to 20 years than last guy. People keep speaking. This is why I get vexed, because people talk about, for the last couple of years. No, last couple of years, bro. It's been 17 years. It's been a joke. And we've been in the Champions League. We was in there for 25 seasons. Yeah, we got into the Champions League once. After 2006, yeah, we could have pushed on. The club could have made vital decisions to sign certain players. Instead, we were letting people go. The team was getting dismantled before the Cronkies took over. And when the Cronkies did take over, they didn't invest right anyway. So the club was just a full-on mess, and it's been going down, down, down. Now, over the last couple of years, because of media, because of pressure, the Cronkies have had to step in and make a few signings here and there. Best believe there weren't no AFTV or social media or fans going on a mad thing. They'll just be carrying on doing what we're doing. We'll end up like Nottingham Forest.
Fucking mad, innit?
Do you know what I'm saying, Steve?
I've got a lot of respect for Arsenal as a club because I grew up with Henry. I remember Henry scoring a hat-trick, I think, at Main Road. He beat us 5-0. And we give him a standing ovation off the pitch. And I went in the boozer after the game and I was talking to some Arsenal guys. I was only a young lad and I was like, that was fucking unbelievable, that, mate. I said, that's can't. And they were all buzzing and they were singing, we are invincible. We are invincible. I remember it, mate. And I used to think, you arrogant bastards. But I thought, you know what? Fair play to him. And you know what? Now it's how quick things can change. But what I'm saying is now it's tough out there at the minute, and people we've got the best manager in the world, and people can disrespect him all they want, Premsy, and say, yeah, he can't do it with money and all that. Absolute fucking bollocks.
Yeah, they're just haters, isn't it? People that say that is haters, isn't it?
Premier League apart. He's tore it apart, and he's done it his way. He's changed Fabian Delph into a Centurion left back. He's played Zinchenko false 9 against Paris Saint-Germain. He's fucking training ground sessions at Man United. We're living the dream, mate. This manager is the best. And you know what? When he leaves, yeah, we're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years of maybe not getting this high. But you know what? We just got to keep going because the owners demand it and they do it the right way. Mancini was a legend at Manchester City, won our first league in years. But we knew when the time was right for Mancini to go. Once he started to get sour, We cut him off, and he cut him off as a legend. Then we got Pellegrini.
Pellegrini, same with him as well.
We won the league, and we won the League Cup twice with Pellegrini. And then Pep came along, and even when Pellegrini had a job, we said, you know what? Pep Guardiola's coming in, respect. And we cut him gracefully. Now we've got Pep. That's 3 managers that have all won us the league. That is mad. And so the manager thing, yeah. Is Pellegrini a world-class manager? No. But is Manchester City a world-class club, and do they provide world-class facilities and players? Yes. So the
exactly,
next
Steve. This is what we want. This is what I want. I want exactly the same.
Man. Took us a long time.
You've got faith. Look, you just said a minute ago, yeah, it might take you 3 seasons or whatnot. Personally, I don't think it will, because everything you've just said then is why I don't think it will, because you've got the right shit in place in order to keep the club being successful.
But understand, we're ready for it, because we're ready for it. You won't get a meltdown from City. You won't get a meltdown from me. And the thing is, this is what I'm saying. It's a healthy place to work at City. You don't get them Aubameyang fucking problems where he's turning up late. He's your captain, right? The captain of Arsenal Football Club, to me, is Tony Adams.
Yeah.
And Tony Adams, Patrick Vieira, leaders, mate. Leaders. And you've got that fucker swanning about like he owns the gaff because he's got a mint car. And all these young kids in the chat, they're all bouncing about, yeah, but it's Aubameyang and all that. That's not what it's about. You're a leader of a football club and an institution. Vincent Kompany was Manchester City and a man. And that's what you need at Arsenal. Fuck Granit Xhaka.
Yeah,
fuck them
Xhaka.
guys. They're not you. You need somebody that is like the man. Vincent Kompany took us to the next level as a captain. He represented us so well. And we needed the mentality, because we never had that. As a football club, Manchester City never had a winning mentality. And you can have hundreds and hundreds of £1 million, but you can't buy mentality. That has to come from within. And Vincent Kompany dragged us up. And then him, Yaya Toure, David Silva. Once we started beating Man United, once we beat Stoke in the FA Cup, the ball was rolling, and we kept it rolling. And we're here today. Arsenal need that mentality. And I think with Arteta getting rid of certain players and bringing his own men in, it's getting there. But I fear that you as a fan base ain't going to give him enough time.
Do you know what it is though, Steve, as well? Look, it's different, because do you know when we talk about this time thing, yeah? I understand Arteta, this is his 2nd year in the job and that. Finished 8th twice, won us an FA Cup. Look, if Arteta does it doing well, that means Arsenal's doing well. I'm happy. But as just from taking a point, like a sit back and using my head, I just can't see how he can challenge with these managers in the league at the moment with not spending the same money. And the only thing for me is, I personally believe if we don't spend the same money, we need a manager that is the same level as the other managers. Obviously, Arteta might be in years to come. We don't know that just yet. And realistically, can you see Arsenal winning the league with Arteta, with Guardiola and Klopp being in the next 5 years?
I see Arsenal winning the league for a long time.
Why though? Because shit's not right. You don't see it because it's not fearful.
I just think that you think of the league runs now, 96 points, 98 points, 100 points. Yeah. The level has been took that high that if you lose 1 game, 2 games a season, you're out the title race.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So you look at an Arsenal team and you might have a great team on paper, but you're not an elite team. I think you're at least 8, 9 players off being there. And the reason I say that is because you've got to have that backup squad to rotate. You look at City, we can rotate it. That's what keeps the level so high. So you might have an absolute banging first 11, but there's no way that banging first 11 is going to last a 38-game season and win the league. So you might end up dropping off. This is what I'm saying. And this is why it's a long haul process.
But this is what I'm saying, Steve. Look, this is what I'm saying. Exactly what you're saying there. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool won the league. Liverpool won the league, and they didn't even have 2 good squads. They had just a good 11 players.
United have signed Ronaldo, Varane, Sancho on the back of the season when they finished 2nd. So if you're finishing 2nd and you go out and sign Cristiano Ronaldo, Rafael Varane, and Jadon Sancho, you're thinking we're winning the league this year. That is the 3 players taking us to the title. The 21 points behind Manchester City. 21 points. Yeah, because they've gone for the Championship manager, Varane, fucking Ronaldo, Sancho. It doesn't work. You've signed 3 individuals that don't fit in the system, that don't know how to play it, that don't want to be there. Ronaldo, by his body language, you can tell he doesn't want to be there. You only have to watch the Juventus documentary on Amazon when he's fucking throwing the toys out the pram in every game in the dressing room to realise what you've signed with him. He's not the Ronaldo they think he is in their head. He's the wish Ronaldo that's come back all battered and bruised. That's just a liability, mate. But it's costing you 500 grand a week and you're selling shirts. That's all he's there for. We wouldn't have had him at Manchester City. No fucking chance in this planet Earth. Pep Guardiola wouldn't have had him, mate. I'm telling you now.
No, you know what? I could have been even just one of them things where he thought, I'll go in for him to make United buy him, you know what I mean? To fuck up certain things. Because managers play mind games and stuff. And that's what happens in football. But I'm just, as an Arsenal fan, I'm just hurt, Steve. That's the truth. Because growing up, yeah, man's used to success. Man's used to, even when the years we didn't win the title, we were always there and thereabouts. Game or 2 games away. Do you know what I mean? Now it's been 17 years.
What manager would you get if you could pick anybody? Obviously not Pep. Anyone realistically now?
Why not Pep, yo?
He ain't coming there, man. Imagine Pep getting roasted off Don Robbie, man. He'd be going fucking mad.
Going mad? Come on, out with his boxing gloves on. Fucking. You know what? Honestly, the reason why I'm disheartened as well because I wanted Conte. I really wanted Conte because he's a clever man and he can make players better than what they are. And see with Arsenal, we can, if Tottenham can get Conte, 1,000,000% we can get Conte.
Do you know, there's definitely a mentality issue at Arsenal now, right? There's definitely the place needs a rattle up. Tottenham's getting one now with Conte. You better believe he's rattling that place up because that place was worse than I've ever seen. Tottenham needed it, but they've took it and they've got him in. There's only one fucking manager, I'm telling you now, they can laugh all they want, who could come to Arsenal, rattle the fucking core of it, and get you winning shit.
Graham Potter. I thought you were going to say Graham Potter then.
Mancini.
Yeah. Do you know what, though? Let me just quickly say this as well. I just want to big up Graham Potter, you know, because did you see Brighton versus Chelsea yesterday? Did you see him catch it, any of it?
Yeah.
Fuck me, man. What sexy football did they play? See the average age of their team. You see the average spend of their team. And look what they've created.
This is what I'm saying. He's gone to a club, right? He's got no pressure. He can do what he wants. If he wants to play the youth players and it backfires and he loses, that's fine. The fans are with him. He was 4th in the league the other week and some of the fans were booing him at Brighton and he went fucking mad. But he knows he can do what he wants. He might not always get it right, but he's trying to do stuff and he's got time. If Graham Potter comes into Arsenal and loses 4 games on the spin, you're wanting him out. End of story. So before he's even got time to implement his style, before he's got time to get rid of the deadwood, before he's got time to even figure out what the identity is at the football club, you're on him. The fans are on him. And that's what I'm saying. Until that mentality of the Arsenal supporters lose that mentality, get it out of your mind, anyone that comes there is under instant pressure. And unless he's an absolute elite manager that I don't think you can attract anymore, they can't cope with the pressure. Arteta at the minute is surviving and he's got through a dark period and I'm bigging him up for it. And if he gets through the other end of it and comes out a great manager and appointment, I'll big him up. But if you sack Arteta, you back down the ladder like snakes and ladders all the way to the bottom and somebody's got to come in, clear the deck, start again. And it's the merry-go-round effect. This is what I'm saying. It becomes tiresome. You've done it for 17 years, man.
No, I hear what you're saying, Steve. Look, I've not got an agenda against Mikel Arteta. Like I said, I'm just using my head. And like I said, I'm just tired of being shit for 17 years. Yeah. And then when we leave our greatest ever manager, we go and get fucking Unai Emery, who won 3 Europa Leagues, not 3 Champions Leagues. Yeah. This just shows the mentality of where the owners of the club is at. And now every fan has a right to be pissed off because Arsenal is a worldwide club. Yeah. Just like a lot of other clubs, i.e. United, Liverpool, Real Madrid, but we're massive. If you watch Arsenal's pre-season in America versus Real Madrid 2 seasons ago, yeah, there wasn't even a single Real Madrid fan in there. It was packed of Arsenal. It just shows you how big the club is. So why is it that only we as fans and us as a club should accept the fuckery? Why is it if Chelsea, United, fucking Barca, Real, Bayern, any of them are fucking up, bro. They're active, being proactive. They're sacking, man. They're putting systems into play. If the guys at the top ain't doing right, they're bringing in new directors of football and shit. With Arsenal, it's, we'll just hang on. We'll hang on. Hopefully one day
See,
it'll
do you know
come
what?
good.
Do you know what happens at City now? Right, this is why at City, the City Football Group own different clubs all around the world. Manchester City own them, and they're all under the umbrella of City, right? So what we do is we have Manchester City Football Group scouts, right? So they scout for the full group. So they pull a player in, they have an internal meeting with all the clubs, they put the screen up on this player, and then they say, right, I don't think this player is suited to New York, but I think
fucking Ronaldo's just scored, hasn't he, that bastard?
And then they go, I don't think he's suited for this, but he's suited for this. And then all our teams around the world, are urged to play the same way. So I watch documentaries on City's TV, and our under sixes are playing out from the back with the goalkeeper, and they're playing things where they're playing false nines and stuff like that. And the whole club, from the bottom to the top to the City group, all around the world, is playing the same football. So if a player in New York is excelling at left wing back or false nine, and he's doing really well, he can be integrated into Manchester City. He can be put anywhere. And this is it. They're setting up this system like Barcelona and Ajax have their system that their coaches come in and they play their system. The coaches don't come in and then change the system. They play the Ajax way. They play the Barca way. And you're going to see the City way, which has been created by Pep. So when Pep leaves, the next guy will come in and continue with that football. But in other clubs, say you sacked Arteta now and he had the players playing a certain way. You bring another manager in, he's bringing 30 members of staff with him because he needs fitness coach, technology guys, all his own people. At City, that's not like that anymore. The foundations are there to work with whoever the manager is. Pep Guardiola leaves, new manager comes in, everything's set out for him. This is how we play football. This is how the youth team are playing. This is the left wing backs you've got. And I've seen the setup, how they're doing it, and it's mad. And we are creating an institution. And I think the future of football is going to be that way, where clubs have to create an institution and a manager has to basically come in and buy into that institution or he leaves. I don't think the days are, we'll bring Sam Allardyce in and play it long. Nah, you're coming in our club and you're playing our way. This is how we play. And I think that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, do you know what though? I'd say you got to take your hat off to Man City, and it like City is where everyone's trying to reach right now because it is what it is, isn't it? Fix and like I was gonna say figures don't lie in it. For the last 10 years, City have dominated English football. So like a lot of I think a lot of what you're saying, you're not understanding it from my point of view. Obviously, I know you didn't win anything for years and that, but for the last 10 years, Steve, yous have been doing good. So even if you don't win the Premier League in another 2 or 3 years or whatnot, you're all right. You've won 6 or 7 of them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like when it comes to me, like I don't want to seem like I'm a fan that's moaning because I'm not. I'm a realist. I just say what I see, and exactly what I see is what I say. And when I'm watching football on the pitch and I'm watching the game with my own eyes, bro, my analysis is very different to a lot of people because people will just go off social media and what's relevant. Does that make sense? I don't do that. I just go on what I see. If people like me, they nice, happy days.
That's why we get on because I had a conversation with you about what you open your eyes. Football for me is about my eyes. I go on the Big Six and the amount of shit in the comments of kids who are reading the papers or listening to fucking Mark Goldbridge or some wanker like that. And then they're like, you watch football with your eyes, innit? You know what I mean? Yeah. You watch with your eyes. You know a good player. You know a good system. You know where you're going. I'm not going to disrespect Arsenal and say, you should 100% keep Arteta. I'm not. I just always said, if you can see little positive lights coming out of what you're trying to do, maybe it's worth persevering that little bit longer because you have been waiting. You've given other managers a bit of time. Give him that little bit more time. If he starts to, this is looking all right, go with it. If it doesn't, then get rid of him. But be careful, you could be further back down the pecking order again.
Yeah. Look, everyone said it with Wenger, be careful what you wish for. People said it all the time, even though he was getting us top 4. For the last couple of seasons, he fell off it a little bit.
Big up Chris Khan in the chat. Chris Khan.
Oh, let me get him on it. Let me get him up here. I didn't even see it. But yeah, so like in regards to, what do you say, me and Steve Noble.
We're old school, innit, man? We're old school. Bruce Tetter, innit? He always bigs up Arsenal, Bruce.
Yeah, you know what though? Grizzlies, he's good, man. He speaks sense in it. Like I've always watched his stuff as well,
I
man.
think
Grizz,
his
man.
son's an Arsenal fan. I think Grizzly's son's an Arsenal fan.
Oh, is he? Right, he's gonna have to come to the game with me one day. Then it'll be good.
Chris
Get
was
into
too
the
busy
game.
cooking fucking fried chicken in his shop, and his son was there going to the Emirates. You know what I mean? Let that one slip, Chris.
Yeah, no, he's done. But yo, Steve, we're gonna call it a wrap shortly. I just want to get your prediction for the game. Obviously, we've been on for nearly an hour now, and I appreciate your time and that.
I'm on
Talk
with,
to
just
me.
got to say, I'm on with Turkish next. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if we're going live or pre-recorded box to box for AFTV.
Yeah.
And with Curtis Shaw tomorrow. Big up the Lad Bible YouTube if you want to check that one out with Don Robbie. It was good. And I'm going for Manchester City 2, Arsenal 0.
Modest.
I'm a modest guy.
Personally, my heart says Arsenal 1-0. My head says 1-1. You know what I mean? I think the reason why I think we could potentially get a draw, potentially, because we're at home. We have got a decent record at home. And the form that we're in right now, we are playing some decent football. Normally, when we was getting wins, we were playing shit football and scraping it. Over the last couple of games, we've been playing some decent football. I think players are starting to get a little bit more confidence. And I think if we do get a result from City, I think that will help us push on to try to get the top 4. Because for me, if we get top 4, I'll stick with Arteta. Hopefully the next season he could push up the table and try to challenge.
We might be going to the game together on Saturday. But I didn't tell you this. On the back seat of the car, you've got to sit next to this.
Yeah, I've won one of them anyway, so I'm not married. It's not Tottenham fan you're speaking to.
No, we had seen it for a while, so I just wanted to introduce you to
I have. I went into the Arsenal thingy tour and I seen it not so long ago.
This is Mr. Premier League, and he says he remembers you. He remembers you from years ago, but he's not quite sure. He said he knows your face, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, people, man, bless up for watching, for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to push it out, trying to grow it. Subscribe to Steve as well, obviously. And that's it, guys. Hopefully, Arsenal can pack in City on Saturday and I can have a journey with you back and be singing my guts out.
You won't be coming back, mate. If that happens, we'll be leaving you there.
You dickhead, I'll be catching a plane back. Are you mad? Man's not broke. Yo, Steve, big up, man. Love ya. Peace out, people.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Come on, Arsenal!